Hey, I'm Keith with CoHomez, and this is part 2 of setting up your co-living space with CoHomez and automating the management. So today we're going to get into application forms, how to create those, how to use the e-signature and set all that up and send those forms out for your applicants to fill out and complete through CoHomez, and then how you can review that and keep your applicants and your inquiries organized. So let's get into it. So if you go to cohomez.com, go to the operator dashboard, and then go down to forms, you will be able to see all the application forms of each of your homes here. If you go over to create form, you click on that, it's going to give you the option to create a custom form from scratch or upload an existing application that you have where you can just drag and drop that form and it'll automatically compartmentalize your document. So as an example, I'll just click any random PDF. You can select it and it's going to start parsing it and automatically take all the data and implement it into a custom form version where you can then customize it, edit it, add different set selections and fields, and add your e-signature, all things like that. And sometimes you have to be careful with the documents. If they're too complicated, the system might not be able to identify that and compartmentalize it. So you do have to upload forms that are easy to read or well organized. If you have a bunch of text and it's confusing about what's what, it can detect like e-signature, for example, or dates, things like that. But if there's a lot of compact text, it's not going to know what text belongs to what section. So you do want to upload organized documents that's easy for it to read, and most application forms are like that, so it's good for certain things like that. Once it's complete and you go into the application form to customize it, it's going to show here, this is the same view that it looks like when you click custom forms and you create a form from scratch. You select the name. If it's an application form, you can put application form. You can upload a logo if your home or your organization has a logo that you want to add for it, so it'll stamp the application form with that logo, so users who are applying, applicants can see that. And here, this is a setting just for the way that you want it to be viewed when the applicant views the application to fill out. So if it's selected page mode one at a time, it's going to show one section at a time, meaning that it's going to ask for their name, and then it's going to click next, and then it'll ask for their last name, next, things like that, to make it really easy and simple to get through. Otherwise, if it's not selected, it's going to show it by pages, so it'll have 10 sections on one page at a time. So first name, last name, email, whatever the information is, and then they'll hit next, and another set of 10 sections on the next page. So if you scroll down, you can see all of the options that you're able to add. You can add a text section, you could add a question. If it's a question, you'll be able to ask that question and select the type of answer that you want. Maybe it's just a text answer, maybe it's a multiple choice or checkbox. Add the options, add other. If they need to add like a custom form, they could select that and then put their info in there. So super straightforward and easy. Add documents. If you need them to review a document, maybe it's like an attached lease agreement that you want to attach to this applicant form and they have to read or review it or whatever, you can do that. They'll view it. Anything that you need required that they must fill out on this application form, of course, you could be able to put required. And then in the middle of your application form, you could also select here and select in between the sections where you want things. And you could, of course, drag them to reorganize and order the sections that you want to show up. So if you go here, add like date, select a date. Maybe this is just a date that they want to move in, so they can select that. Then you can add initials. So if you want them to just acknowledge something, put your statement in there, and then when they're filling it out, they'll be able to just put their initials. Then you go over to signature, and this is where they can sign things. So if you have some label that, like, by signing below, you're agreeing to the terms and conditions of this application form, whatever it might be that you just want some custom text in there. Of course, you want to require signatures. It's going to automatically take their full name and print it here based on their applicant profile on CoHomez, because they will have to set up and sign into an account in order to even fill this application out, but it's real simple and easy. And then they could sign here. If it's on a phone, they could do it with the phone with their finger, of course, and it automatically put the date that they signed it. And then complete and activate, and that application form will then show up here. And so once you have the application form complete, you'll be able to do multiple things. One, you could preview it. This is the page mode. You see it set up. It's one section at a time, so it'll look like this for them. They'll go 1, 2, 3 each section. Then if it's not like that and it's in page mode, it's like this. So it's simple. It's just different section on one page. Super straightforward and simple. Now, when they complete the application form, you are able to see the results. So if you want to see the results of applicants that completed the information, it'll show you kind of an overview of like a percentage of people completed yes, no, whatever it might be when they've filled these sections out. So in order to have people actually fill out this application form, you can copy the link and then you can directly email them, send that out, share that link in whatever way you need. And when they go to it, it's going to ask them to log in. Once they log in, they'll see the application form right here. So you can see whatever information, Keith, next, pick an admit date. I want to move in this date, next. They'll go through that process, they'll complete it, and then you'll get it on your end. It's super straightforward and simple. Now, when they complete it, you'll see all of that in your applicant tab. So if you go up to applicant tab, you can see all the recent applications that came in. Of course, you could click on their profile and see their profile of the profile that they set up on CoHomez. If you want, when you want to view the application that came in, you can see that here, it's submitted. You can see what they filled out, their signature. You can download it as a PDF if you need to. And then you can move them into review when you're reviewing them. So when you move them into review, go here, now they're in review. They'll be able to see that their application is now being reviewed. So it's just a way to let them know. It's also a way to just keep it organized from the applications that you're not interested in versus the ones that you are interested in. And if you are interested in them and you want to now accept them or invite them as an applicant, if you now want to accept them as an applicant, you go here and click that and assign them a room. So once they're assigned, the next thing is setting up their rental agreement. We'll go through that in another video. I don't want to make this video too long again. Being in review, of course, you can delete the applicant, you can archive this one, or of course you could reject that. They'll see that they got rejected, so they know they got to keep looking. And you'll see that the list of rejected applications here, and you can see your archived applications here. So that's everything for applications. So if you go over to inquiries, these are users who found you on CoHomez and are inquiring to move into the homes. So when they submit an inquiry, you'll be able to see multiple things. So as you can see here, of course, again, you can click on the profile, you can view their CoHomez profile and get information about that, but whether it's their bio, their interest, things like that. They're obviously applying for the jungle house here. You can see their interest level. So they have like a medium interest in this. That way it just kind of organizes priorities. So you can see like this applicant here has a very high interest in moving into this home. This is he has a medium interest in moving to this home. So obviously I might want to focus more on the high interest ones. So they're more likely to move in, because if you do have a free account with CoHomez, you are going to have to pay for the inquiries. It's just $5. So this is a way to also organize which ones you want to prioritize. Obviously CoHomez is bringing you residents, so you do have to pay for the inquiry, but it's a lot cheaper than if an agent brought you in a tenant. You would have to pay them half the first month's rent, sometimes the full rent. Here you're just paying $5. And it gives you enough information to know whether it's worth it or not. As you can see, very high interest for me versus medium interest. Now, of course, if you upgrade your account, not only do you get the features with the upgraded account unlocked, but you also get these inquiries for free. The reason that you also have to pay for the inquiries is also to keep spam out of CoHomez. We don't want people to create fake listings on CoHomez. So if you're not willing to pay to get use out of CoHomez, then you might just be trying to scam people. So there's no point in making it free, and there's no point in paying for it. So anyways, you can see application submitted. When you click view full inquiry, this is where you'd see their contact information and their name and all the details about them. But because you haven't paid the $5, it's going to ask you to pay $5. And once you pay that, you'll be able to see the information. Otherwise, you can see their name, the home that they're inquiring about, their move-in date, the basic details that you need to know, and of course you saw their interest level. So once you pay for it, you're able to move it into review. They can see again now that their inquiry is now in review, and from here you can invite them to send their application form. So if you have an application form added to your operator dashboard, it's going to automatically send that through CoHomez, that email inviting them to fill out that application. Otherwise, you can send, again, you have their contact information at this point, you can copy the link and send them directly. Once you're ready to accept the resident, you like them, and if you want to accept them as a tenant from just them inquiring about it, you can do that as well here. Accept the inquiry, same process, assign them a room, a bed. Then in the next page, it's going to ask you to set up their rental agreement or their payment plan, and that's where you set the prices of what they have to pay for, things like that. So we'll get into the next video. So in the next video, in part 3, we're going to go over how to set up your payment plan for residents, so that way you can set their prices and set up your billing, set up their billing, things like that. So go ahead and check out part 3. I'll add that link to the video here, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.